Hi, this is Jim the Keys, bartender, coming to you from the Catch Restaurant on mile marker 102, Oceanside in Key Largo, which has happy hour Monday through Friday, 3:30, 6:30. That is the PM. You degenerates.
There you go.
Great drink and food specials. They can cook your catch when you come down here. Many different preparations to choose from. The feature preparation I would choose is the Godfather. That's delicious, man. That's a
just
they don't vegetables on
they
it.
don't do body crabs though.
They don't do body crabs.
body
The menu
crabs.
is expansive and able to satisfy the most picky of diners. The kitchen is open from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. There's live entertainment Thursday, Saturday evenings. Thursday, Friday, Saturday evenings. Great service, great food. You'll be hooked at the catch.
There you go.
Okay, I'm here with Bill Wissinger
Hi, how
and
y'all
Luke
doing?
Glenn.
Hey,
This is late. We're middle August, actually, beginning of May long.
no,
but
this
now,
is middle. That's
Okay.
not even middle.
Beginning of
August.
lobster season. Man,
okay,
the commercial
But-
guys
but,
just dropped
okay.
their traps.
So
Don't
So
make
we-
me feel any worse.
from
I'm
here,
still not paying
from
my-
this time to September, October, November, with exception of Labor Day, is a great time to come down here. Lodging
it's
rates are low.
gorgeous.
Roads are clear. The weather is great, except, last year we did have a significant event this time. It was our Irma. But
Yeah, if there's not a hurricane, it's
we're
gorgeous.
back. I realized how not busy it was down here when I went to the store. And every time we go out now, every place you go, it's people you recognize, not people you've never seen before.
Yep, that's it.
It's actually in busy season, it's like you have Alzheimer's. You don't recognize anybody. But in season, it's like everybody in your life is down here. Everybody you know. So people you don't recognize, but that enthusiastically, you ever get this happen? You guys get it as musicians. You get it as Tony Allen. Someone comes up and they enthusiastically recognize you.
yeah. That happens all the time.
I go, hey you.
I see so many people
Yeah.
all the time.
What do you
recognize
say?
them. I just say the
Tony
same thing.
Allen, the Keys Undertaker.
I just say, hey, how's it going? And I just wait for them to talk, and hopefully they say something. That way I can realize if I recognize them from my office or from the bar.
Okay,
Yeah.
Luke, what do you say, man? You're a musician. Someone you don't recognize, they know
I call
you.
everybody, hey man.
Hey, man.
Whether it's a
I go,
chick
hey you,
or a
you do
dude.
hey man, and you do hey.
I just say, hey, how's it going?
Hey man.
How you
hey,
doing, Chief?
That's you?
Chief or Captain?
Oh, wow, that's awkward when a woman comes up to you. You call a
and
woman
if it's
chief.
No,
if
that's
it's
ma'am.
a girl that I've seen, and I
knew that.
if it's like one of our local waitresses or whatever, and I can't remember her name, it's always Sweetie Honey.
Sweetie,
Dear.
honey.
Speaking of names we won't forget, on the cover of this episode, we have Jessica, a bartender at Mcgeehans for the last 10 years
There you
at
go.
Cotman and Cottage in Philadelphia, Northeast Philadelphia. She's a lovely girl. I put it on because my
Would it be inappropriate for me that she, I thought you said
no,
Chestica.
she's listening. She's listening.
Well,
She's
hi,
listening right
Chestica.
there. It's Luke Glenn. If you're listening, Jessica. Jessica.
Well, I
that's
have-
Luke Glenn, the musician, and
I
he
twist names
admired
around.
your attributes.
Those were some nice bottles.
Okay.
It's like
The
one
bottles
of my other
of
friends
scotch.
down
But
here,
they'll be
she's,
people will be able to enlarge to get a closer look at the bottles.
Her name's Tiffany,
For the-
but I call her
You
Stiffany.
didn't, oh, you didn't see the
Nice.
other picture.
Oh, no.
I call her
not-
crazy
No,
tattoo
okay.
chick.
And I'm not going to
Yeah,
put the other picture
that
on.
too.
If you're listening to us, Jessica, we cannot put that picture on without your approval. It's not.
Express written
Wait, was that
consent.
It's not.
That was the one that was texted to you.
Yeah, but not by her. I got
Yeah,
approval.
yeah. Okay, I saw
got
that one.
approval of the first picture, the one you
Right,
didn't see. And you know what?
We're trying
Either-
to avoid being creepy.
No,
we
I
don't want to be
understand.
creepy. And you know what? We talked entirely different. We got to talk about the owners.
please.
Pat. We got to talk about my buddies, the McGeehans. Pat McGeehan, John McGeehan, Mike McGeehan, Neil McGeehan. Oh God, Nora McGeehan. Nora. Oh God. She has an Italian last name now, right? Nora. Okay, I apologize. I should know. No. Di Rossini is his other sister. I think it's Megan. Mcgeehan. It's Megan Biaracini. But it's this great family in Northeast Philadelphia. One of my favorite dive bars. We're going to talk about it later on. Today is episode 96. It's called Texas Margarita because I have a problem. Not with Texas.
Not with margaritas.
Not with margaritas, but a Texas margarita. And I said it's about the bushwhacker.
What?
The bushwhacker.
Okay.
A bushwhacker sounds like a guy that could be in the Old West, sneak up on you, or a guy who's kind of a rapist.
I figured it was somebody from Australia.
A bushwhacker, a guy that
Yep.
is just whacking out in the bush. A guy's masturbating out in the outback.
Right.
What's
There
the
you go.
bushwhacker? Hey, buddy, can you do one more thing for us, Luke?
BWRUN. Beer run.
Wine run.
Oh,
The gayest
gay
of all
run.
runs.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
So I want to thank the Mcgeehans. It's a great. It's rated one of the best dive bars in Philadelphia. We're going to get back to that, but and it's at Mcgeehans in Mayfair, and I repeated that several times. But eventually we're going to get other people that would like to post their pictures, and because we're currently all men, I think we like pictures of the ladies. If
yeah.
you'd like to get your bar featured on the podcast, we will do it. I'm always going to feature Mcgeehans because that's my favorite bar. But you guys, we're going to have the opportunity for you to feature yours and mention some of them. So we have this part of the time of the year where people come in and they go, you have enough time, you're not busy, and they come up to the bar and they say, hey, we were here 3 years ago. Remember us?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
You mean out of the 10,000 other people I met? And I'm not that memory fucking expert. And you know what? Don't say anything. You're in business. I wouldn't do anything. Thank you, Luke, man. You are a gentleman and a scholar. When someone comes up, do you remember us? We were down here 5 years
That's
ago.
why I don't drink wine. Who wants a fucking half glass of fucking anything? I want a
love it.
fucking
You know
bull
what? I'll
glass
tell
of
you,
shit, man.
I know pretty much what the content is, just like in the beer. If I keep it low, a small glass, that's it.
Yeah, but you're within walking distance at home, man.
You're right, but I still...
Yeah, I know. Luke and I have to drive by a bunch of bars. Actually, last week after the show, we got in trouble again.
Yeah, actually, that was all my fault because,
hear it.
well, see, I forgot to eat last Wednesday, so...
Oh, after the podcast, you guys?
Yeah. We went down, we ran around,
Yeah,
and said hi to some friends and drank a bunch of whiskey, and then we get up to the crib. And I told Luke, hey, when you're ready to go, let me know, and I'll drop you off the house. And
But
I'll
by
pop
then,
across.
I was not firing. I was not there. It was the whatever was left.
Yeah. So he
misfiring brain.
He ends up calling a wife,
You know what?
and
You
then
know
she.
what you do?
Then she shows up at the crib, yelling and screaming at me, hey, where's my drunk ass husband? Why are you there? I'm like, hey, I told him I was going to give him a ride home.
You know what? Listen. This is what we might do. Think about this. We may
I don't even
pose it to
remember.
your boss. No, pose it to your boss. Maybe next Wednesday we'll take, or a Wednesday, we'll give them a 5-minute in the beginning of the show, in the middle of the show, at the end of the show, commercial. If they drive us the rest of the night when we go out on the town.
Well,
yeah.
you do know that one of our drivers has the limo.
Yeah, so one of them.
So,
we
so
We should do
we could always talk him into the
No,
limo
we'll give
one
him
night.
we give him free promo. Of course, I'll tip. I got to tip the guy.
Yeah, we got to tip him out
We got to
really
fucking
good.
tip him
but-
out at the end of the night.
I hope
Because
he-
he makes good money in that limo.
Maybe we could take Tony with us.
I was gonna say, I hope he's a good boss and doesn't make Luke do the driving.
No, actually,
no, we can't do that, man.
actually, the boss of the company is a lady, Terry.
That would
She's
be the
super
boss.
That would be
nice.
fucking counterproductive.
And
That way we couldn't get. You ever?
Yeah, but I can see a
Listen to
boss
Luke
doing that.
Silver.
He's like, yeah, this sounds like a good deal for me. That's fine. Guess what? You're driving that day.
hey, you got a fancy family car thing, right?
No,
No.
no.
Oh, you're looking
Because
at.
that, I mean, hell, man, you could make
Hey,
extra
Tony.
money with it.
Tony,
If it's
why
just
don't you-
sitting there, man, you could
What's
have.
it
Yeah,
called?
no.
Urbo.
They don't. They
Urbo?
don't. Yeah, they don't use limousines anymore. So it's just
It's
cheaper
not even
nowadays.
a Cadillac.
No, my hearse is, but you're gonna have to lay down in the back of that.
But not the family. You don't have a family.
We don't have
car?
a family car.
No?
They stopped using those like in the 90s.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
man.
because there's so many limousine companies. It's just
just
easier
call
to
up.
hire a company out than. I mean, we have
Bonita.
one, and then what happens if the family wants
Right.
2 limousines? So then now I have to go
Maria.
rent one. So
Right.
it's just easier
But
to call a
Maria's
company
hope
and
is
do it.
here.
That way,
She
if
is.
the company doesn't show up, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
Right.
They hired the company.
Right.
Mucho bonita. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It was always I remember, it was always a
Oh, yeah,
big
back
deal
in
to
the
have
day.
the family car, man.
And up north, there's a lot of funeral homes that still do that.
Well,
No.
then they had the little
It's
flags
funny
they put
that-
on everybody's
that's-
car.
Maria walked by with all those flowers.
Oh, I
Holy
thought something
shit,
smelled good.
It smelled
Smelled like
like
flowers.
your place of work,
Oh, I'm sure.
right there.
I'd rather it smell like flowers than formaldehyde. So.
Oh no, my God, you're right. No,
Yeah.
my God, that was. Did you smell those flowers?
I did.
That was awesome.
I can actually almost smell them now. I'm getting a
I'd
little
like-
hint at it.
I would
I'm
like to
pretty
stick
stuffed
those
up.
in my cab, man.
Bill Wissinger is a little under the weather right now, but he is powering through these last 2 episodes, and I really appreciate that.
He did some really dirty cocaine, and it plugged him all up, man.
No, that's not what he did, man.
Nah, I'm
Bill
just
was
making
too
shit
good,
up,
man.
No, actually, I am not allowed to do cocaine unless they have cattle prods and zip ties and
I
things
can
like that.
imagine that, man. That'd be like King Kong when
That's,
they bring him
but
to New York.
No,
and
they
he
they,
fucking
they
gets
said
loose.
they compare it to Sasquatch.
Yeah.
We got a big fucked up Sasquatch running around the parking lot.
Yeah.
Going, I did cocaine.
Well, listen, I belong to this, and I want to mention this to you. It's the bartending part of the show. The bartending part of the show is the Texas Margarita. I belong to this Facebook group. We already said that there's musician groups on Facebook, Luke,
Yeah.
and that we kind of commiserate with the bullshit where people put up with. And this guy comes up to one of my friends, and I think it's I forget it. It's bartenders, servers of the world unite, maybe, or something like that. And they talk about a Texas Margarita. I have a Texas Margarita, and the person goes, "What's the Texas Margarita?" Well, it's the same as regular margarita, but it's double the tequila. Okay, I understand. You want to get a fucking double drink for nothing. They always do this. Listen, when you ask, if you have a bartender worth any of your salt,
Well, no,
and they
if
ask
it's
if they ask for a drink in a bigger glass, you're going to get more mixer,
Not more booze.
more booze.
A lot
You're
of
gonna get the
people
same amount. You're
want
gonna get
more
yeah,
mixer,
yeah.
though.
You're
Some
gonna
people
get-
don't like a strong drink.
Yeah, you're going to get an ounce and a half pour. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Luke. That's a truism, man. And but when the guy called it a Texas, it reminds me to drink the Bushwhacker.
Bushwhacker. I remember hearing about
You
those.
know about the Bushwhacker?
Yeah, vaguely. I've heard the name, and it's something.
The Bushwhacker is like a mudslide. I know, but it's a chick drink. It's called a Bushwhacker, like it's supposed to be tough. It's supposed to sound like a tequila, but you're drinking a mudslide. You're drinking a girly drink. Calling it a Bushwhacker is like putting a dress on Pauly Shore and calling him Rambo. It's not. It's not Rambo. That's what you're just naming it different, but the contents are girly. And there's nothing wrong
So,
with being girly.
Pauly Shore's mom actually owned the one comedy club out there in L.A. And so he got to watch all the greats when he was a kid, like
Yeah, I guess that's how he got into the career.
Richard Pryor and Sam
You want things too
Kinison and
much? Okay, well,
George
that's-
Carlin and shit.
Yeah? Well, let's hear about it.
Oh, so in upstate New York, man, they in the Lucille Ball's hometown, they officially opened the Comedy Hall of Fame.
There you go.
Television comedy or comedy hall of fame?
For comedians, all the comedians.
There was a group going out. They were called the Comedians of Comedy. I think it was Patton Oswalt. Who's the guy? Zach Galifianakis. You ever hear of it?
No.
Comedians Comedy. I mean, Zach Galifianakis had it. It was pre Hangover, before he became before you, if I said Zach Galifianakis, you would have said who? You know who
Yeah,
Zach Galifianakis?
I'm still saying
who.
Oh, you don't remember the guy from Hangover?
I don't.
No, I didn't really see that movie.
No.
Really?
No one knows. Okay. Maybe you're not.
They made like 3 or 4 of them.
Do you know
but
who Sarah Silverman is?
Yes.
I know who
You
Sarah
know
Silverman
Sarah
is.
Silverman, but you don't know Zach Galifianakis.
Because she's kind of hot.
Yeah, well, but
That-
she's
that always helps.
Anymore.
also she's kind of a loudmouth, and I can't stand her. So
I
Zach
like her
Galifianakis,
because she is.
if you
I
get-
like her
if you
because
ever-
she is a
if you,
loudmouth.
if you put Zach in Google, it'll fill in
Okay.
Galifianakis.
Okay.
And go to his YouTube.
How do you spell
He does a
Galifianakis?
show between two
is
ferns.
that the guy that played
GAL
like
and let
the
Google
brother
fill out the rest.
and like in one of the other movies, he was the one that kept drugging them, right?
Yeah, the
Okay,
roofie.
yeah, that guy.
Yeah. He was the one that did the speech of the wolf pack.
Yeah.
Before I met you guys, I believed I was a wolf pack of one, and then all of a sudden his future brother-in-law comes. Oh, is that possible? Is that a member of my new wolf pack? You know,
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm missing it too, but that's okay.
you're not all about that comedy shit anyway, probably.
Oh no,
Yeah, it's
like
not bad.
some funny shit, man. And
Well, it's not the. I don't think we were up to that anyway, so it's all right. We weren't. That wasn't pointed over.
You were talking about bushwhackers.
Oh, the fucking bushwhacker. The drink, yeah.
Yeah.
Guy comes up, give me a bushwhacker.
He must have been from Pensacola.
It was a Texan.
Oh, really?
same
It's a thing.
difference.
It's a Texan. Bushwhackers. It's a guy
I mean,
drinking a
Pensacola's
dry.
only what-
You're drinking a frozen cream drink,
Right.
and I said it before, and I'll say it again. There was a guy with a Mack truck hat, and he says, I was helping. I was working at Gilbert's. They were slammed. I'm working the floor, going to the table. And guy says, hey, give me a vodka, splash of cranberry, a little lime juice, a little triple sec on the rocks. Then I go, okay. And he goes, you're not writing that down. I said, because that's a Cosmo, just like the girls on Sex and the City drink. And that guy looked like he was going to beat my ass if he could figure how to beat my ass, because he was
Right.
around 5'5".
Ah, that
Yeah,
explains it.
Yeah. And I go, dude, if you want to try to be tough and behave tough and do all those other things, maybe the first thing you shouldn't have done is order the fucking Cosmo.
Well, when Mojito...
Hey, you know what? Cosmos are fucking delicious.
That's okay.
Just go and order it.
Right.
Just don't hide from it. Give me a fucking Cosmo. Give me a Cosmo on the rocks.
When mojitos were first becoming popular, and I know that it's like every bartender hates to make them, so I'm hanging out. Our manager back before I owned my own business,
Yeah.
Where was this?
Pensacola.
Okay, because you say when mojitos first get popular, I've been living in South Florida since the 80s, and anywhere in Miami, they've always been popular.
Well, this would have been like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, if you go to any of the clubs in Miami, a mojito is not a out of the ordinary. And even back then,
Right.
it wasn't out of the ordinary. And if you wanted a rum and coke, you didn't order a rum and coke. You ordered
You order Cuba Libre.
Cuba Libre.
well, either way. So when Bacardi, I guess, was advertising them on television and they became popular, my manager, who's a guy, he's like 6'4". He's a big guy. He's at one end of the table. I'm at the other end of the table, and I'm shooting Jack Daniels and chasing it with Budweiser, and there's like 5 girls in between us, and they're all doing blowjob shots. And I look down at the end, and he's got a freaking mojito. And I look at him, and I was
Stop
like,
being
Tom,
gay.
Tom. And he looks up at me and said, dude, did they run out of guy drinks down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he hated me for the rest of the time I worked for that
Now,
company.
I must admit, I've been the one time that I was at the Derby, I was completely hammered on mint juleps.
Well, we're like
I
twins.
never even got to the I never got to the high end bourbons, man.
You know what?
Well, first of all, it's 100 fucking degrees. You're
You
sweating.
need something cool. You'd like, if you're sweating, you're out in the sun. I like bourbon. I like,
Yeah.
you know how I like my
Yeah.
bourbon.
So
Neat,
normally,
right? Neat, no ice.
Yeah, normally
But if
bourbon
it was
up.
100 degrees out, shit. If I was riding the trails,
yeah. By the time I finished with four or five of those, I was feeling pretty damn good.
yeah, no. If I was riding the trails and I came in and stuff like that, and there was ice available in the Old West, in the Old West, if someone could come into a saloon and it was hot as fuck, but there was no ice then, right? There wasn't a lot of ice. You know, people say, "You want ice in that?" No,
you didn't get ice.
They go, you didn't get ice. They'd ask for a bourbon because everything was the same temperature. Doesn't matter. But if you had the option to go for a mint julep,
Dude.
whiskey, an old fashioned, give me something ice cold I can drink and stuff like that. Yeah, sure.
There you go.
But and down here, obviously, I drink my bourbon neat, but I do it in air condition or at night where we're outside. I like my wine.
Well, Luke
like
and I
my
are pretty
beer.
good
I
about
drink
putting the
my
bourbon
bourbon
down when it's nice and hot down
I
here.
drink my scotch and my bourbon neat.
Right.
Of course, then again, if it's hot enough,
I'm a
I'll
fucking
get
man.
mine on ice.
Well, at one point you were talking about that, and I'll screw this up trying to remember history, but you were talking about in the Old West with the temperature differences and stuff like that. It actually became popular to drink those frou-frou-y mixed drinks and stuff like that when they were having that really bad run of whiskey, when people were making whiskey out of the wrong stuff. People were getting whiskey poison, lead poisoning,
Blind and-
rock gut, stuff like that. So that's where mixed drinks really started coming around because they had to take the drink, dilute it with something, put it at the bar. So if you did get bad alcohol, you didn't get poisoned versus if you were shooting straight
And
bad whiskey.
that really took a big jump during the Prohibition.
Yeah.
Because you had bathtub gin and stuff like that. You took
Good stuff.
Yeah. It's funny you make a bathtub gin. Where the fuck you getting the vermouth from? They were making the martinis from straight up bathtub gin.
Oh, yeah.
But when I misspoke for years, thinking, oh well, they put vermouth in, dry vermouth in because they could get it through with the religious ceremony law.
Right.
Because Catholics could get Catholics could get wine during Prohibition.
Yeah.
Because it was a sacrament, man.
Yeah,
That's
it's part
that
of the
religion
sacrament. You go
thing,
and say,
man.
listen, you can't.
Now we
can't drink
elect
the blood and wine
religious
of
people
Christ.
and we tell other people how to live in America. We don't let people have freedom of thought anymore, man.
Okay.
That's the popular
Okay.
thing.
Well, I got some thought for you, man.
Here's what I don't get,
Excuse
man.
me
The
one
whole
second.
corporate welfare
You keep
thing,
on talking.
man.
I'm talking. I got to say hi to these people.
Oh, okay.
Folks, you can have a seat anywhere.
I was just going to run off about...
Yeah, and you just got completely ignored.
There we go. Have a great one.
He just wanted to talk to the girl with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
genie britches on, man.
That girl's 15 years old, man.
Yeah, well,
Maybe.
I don't care. I'm from West Virginia.
Maybe 14. Oh, West Virginia.
I'm from fucking West Virginia, man.
I'm not gonna say
12
it,
is the
man.
age of consent
Oh,
there.
holy shit, that's scary as hell. Hey, Steve.
And most of them have really big tits by the time they're 12 in
Yeah.
West Virginia.
Okay, come
They
on
say,
over whenever.
they say it's the hormones they put in the chicken.
It's actually in the milk, too, man. There's a
Yeah.
lot of dairy farms
That's
in West
a-
Virginia.
I'm not going to do that joke about making aspirin. You can make a vitamin, but
How do you make a hormone? You don't pay her.
or kick her in the stomach.
Oh.
That is brutal. That is fucking brutal. As I was saying it, I was embarrassed.
Well, don't let your meat loaf. Don't let your kumquat.
Okay, we got anything else?
If Jack helped you on a horse, would you help Jack off a horse?
I would help Jack off a horse.
If
Thank you.
it was
Hey, have
hot
you ever
outside,
put on
would you
one of
take off
those-
your pants and jacket?
Yeah, if it's hot outside, I think I would take my
Pants off and jacket.
pants off and jacket. Yeah, why not? If I had the proper amount of sunscreen. and
Hey, have
we
you
were-
ever got to stick your hand in one of them shoulder-high fucking gloves and stick your fucking hand all the way up a cow's fucking twat to feel the calf in there? Turn it around,
No,
make
I,
sure
know.
that
no,
it wasn't
I
strut.
can most certainly say, Luke, I have never done
That
that.
is a fucking unique experience.
Okay, there you got me on that. I mean,
And the
however
cows
close I
don't
got,
even, they don't even, they don't even act like they're just eating.
We
They
have
don't even
4
know
minutes.
that you're,
Yeah, sometimes I'll have to like put 2 gloves on and go in one hole and in the other hole and 2
Damn.
arm it.
Yeah, yeah.
I grew up in the country, so
that is
Yeah,
amazing.
man.
Oh, so
But it's really fun, man, to step barefoot in a fresh drop pile
I'm
of
sure
cow
my
shit.
friends in
especially when it's cold outside.
my
and you're
friends in
barefoot.
Philadelphia, Denver, China. Well, China. I don't know where you're listening in China or France or Korea or India. If you come from the countryside that you'll be able to relate with,
Stepping in cow poo.
or taking a long plastic glove and sticking
Hey,
your
you
hand
know,
up a
one of
cow's
my-
uterus and feeling the calf.
Yeah.
Because you got to kind of pull it out. Don't
Well,
they?
no, and you got to make sure that it's not.
It's turned right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. That is amazing. So,
And if it is like going to look like it's going to be breech or something, man, you got to put on the other set of gloves and reach in the other hole. And
the other day, right over here, we're going to bring in Steve here. He's from Key Largo Comics. He's a friend of mine. He's a regular here. Steve, Tony. Tony's the Keys Undertaker.
Nice to meet you.
You're
Speaking
from
to
Key
this.
Largo Comics. Okay.
Right.
Yes, and
Stole your microphone.
we stole your microphone right now. I can hand that over. How long have you been doing this stuff down here, Steve?
Let me know when you want it back.
Been a little kid.
Little kid down here?
A little kid. No. All my life. We've only lived down here about 2 years in Key Largo, but I've been collecting comics since I was a little kid,
Yeah.
and it kind of just grew into a little bit of a business for me.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could probably
yeah.
speak louder.
It's into it.
Into it.
Like
There
literally,
we go.
like
There we go.
hold it
This
right.
is this is a mic for like a singer, so it's designed for you to be
like literally,
right up on it.
up against my mouth.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
That's
Okay,
it.
that's
serious. I'm
That's
serious.
Steve from Key Largo Comics. He's here with Tony, Luke, and I, and Bill, who's
That's funny. I have a
like
friend, and his name is Tony Luke.
Tony Luke.
Yeah, that's his name. I swear to God.
There's a famous place in Philadelphia called Tony Luke's. But Steve's the owner of Key Largo Comics,
Right.
And we were talking about the other day. I was trying to get you. Someone, what was it, baseball cards? I was talking about
Yeah.
someone with baseball cards.
Yeah,
I have no idea what baseball cards, but the guy had a shitload of them.
Right.
And he has to go someplace, I guess, to go look at it. But with Key Largo Comics, you would be the resource for comics.
Yeah, more
and
more
stuff
for
like
more
that.
for comic books. Not baseball cards, not really my expertise. But one similar trend, kind of with baseball cards that has emerged with comic books now is you can actually send comic books in to have them like graded and certified.
Yeah.
Which you can do that with baseball. You'll see baseball
Tony,
cards
Oh, yeah,
like
man.
encased in
Someone that might
plastic.
know that
right,
stuff.
if it's pristine and
Right.
no
You did know
cuts
that.
and-
I got
and
that
they
feeling.
assign-
this one's a
it-
little discolored.
Exactly. So they assign a grade
to my
to them.
listeners
Yeah.
a description.
So.
Steve looks like our jacked up Kevin Smith.
That's not what I look like.
I don't even know
Jacked
who
up
Kevin
Kevin
Smith is.
Like
man.
Kevin
director.
Smith, the comic book guy. Kevin
Yeah.
Smith?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
jacked up.
Yeah, from
No, what do
Jay
you
and
think,
Silent Bob.
Tony,
Yeah.
Okay.
you look like
Yeah.
it.
I'll
like
take
you're
it.
A big Kevin Smith.
All right,
Like,
Bill
he
and I
works
are
out and stuff
completely
like that.
lost.
Yeah,
Who the
yeah.
hell
His
is
wife
Kevin
is
Smith?
Elizabeth.
If he
You
put
say
the
so.
comics down and started working out, yes.
He put the comic. No, but he also is a director.
Well, no, who the
producer,
hell is
writer.
Kevin
Yeah,
Smith?
didn't he?
Clerks. Remember the movie Clerks?
Clerks.
Bill and
No.
Jay and Silent Bob.
Jane
Right.
Silent Bob.
He was Silent
Saw
Bob.
that.
Yeah.
Or that one. What about the Angels? The one.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a great director. He's a
Yeah,
brilliant.
didn't he
brilliant has
just-
a brilliant mind.
Didn't he just have a heart attack or something?
Yeah, well, this Kevin Smith wouldn't have a heart attack because he works out.
No, but the real Kevin
I just
Smith
had
some
your
kind of
meatloaf
medical
platter,
issue.
so I
your
might
meatloaf
have a heart
platter?
attack. But
My meatloaf. Okay, you just set your self back 10 years, or set yourself ahead 10 years. I guess that would be.
it tasted good.
Yeah.
I'll give you my business card when we're done.
No, wait. No, but Steve's going to be around quite a long time. So if you want to find, and his wife Elizabeth's a good friend of ours too.
Yeah.
Sweetheart.
Everything
down
is
here.
awesome.
They're two of my favorite people that come into the Catch restaurant. We're neighbors. They live right around the corner. Who haven't had the
Yes.
opportunity. We did drink together. We just never.
They're in
hung
the
out.
neighborhood?
Yeah, they're in the
Oh,
neighborhood.
okay.
Oh, you should hang out. They're totally positive, awesome, and awesome. We say
Yeah,
awesome a
that's
lot.
that's
Yeah,
that's
we live on
Liz's
the next street
catchphrase.
over.
That's
So-
Liz's catchphrase. She's heavy into workout, just like Steve. And you guys, I guess everyone here, almost everyone here is almost into fitness.
Well, no, I mean I have a different kind of fitness, man. I mean,
I didn't mention your name.
Like 12-ounce girls.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's about the routine for me.
The calluses on my
That and dead
fingertips.
weight,
I
so.
mean, from years and years of playing guitar.
Oh.
You know,
I was
6-7 nights a
I
week.
went to go.
And my lung capacity from singing so much. Even with full-blown asthma, I can still fucking top out one of those.
Could you ask
when they give you
Jackie
the
to
thing
get
at
me a
the
Pinot
hospital,
Grigio?
see how much volume you can hold in your lungs.
Right.
And I can. Well, I can't. My throat can't take it anymore, but my lungs can damn sure fucking clean a bong out.
All right.
Okay. Hey,
Nice.
I wanted to ask you. Do you know the movie The Fugitive?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. So Luke does. Tony's grabbing his stuff.
Is there a quiz?
The other day,
Yeah.
I do not. You're one of the most prevalent type of podcasts out there, or reviews of movies.
Okay.
But down here in the Keys, we got a shitload of people. Everyone thinks when you run into someone that's kind of shady and stuff like that, you're running into someone.
Who's shady?
Well, I see it. This is from behind the bar. Someone in
Shady
witness,
Grady.
Someone in witness protection.
Oh no, that's Big Pine, man.
Oh no, but you see it all
So
the time.
people
man.
come
Look
down
at
here to
this.
hide out?
Yeah, they're going to hide out. I mentioned The Fugitive. And, look at
Oh,
that.
I would
Man.
love a Lagunitas.
Tony, you're awesome. So
There you go.
these are some discrepancies. When we saw that, when I saw that movie originally, and I just saw it recently, there's some discrepancies.
With the
That's
fugitive?
because you overanalyze shit.
I do overanalyze shit.
Well, Tommy Lee Jones, his main line was, "I don't care," and Harrison
No.
Ford's main line
Harrison
was,
Ford, Tommy Lee Jones.
"I didn't kill my wife. I don't care."
Joe Pantalone. Okay. Harrison
was wearing
Ford
what?
is a guy that discovers that Provasic, the main drug, the drug that reduces arterial plaque buildup in your heart.
They did take it
Right.
deeper than
Yeah,
the
okay.
TV
so,
show did.
So
yeah.
what they did? What did they do? They sent a hitman to set him up, or someone to go in there, and who they send? A
The
one-armed man.
Yeah.
Does that make a lot of fucking sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Go ahead.
A one-armed man? Wait,
Because he's an
oh.
angry motherfucker, man. If you want
He only got one fucking arm.
Okay. That's the reasoning. I guess that's another reasoning why I think, that's the rationale.
it's not like going to an
It'd be
ass-kicking
easy
contest
to
with a
track
one-legged
down a
man.
one-armed man.
It's easy to no. Well, why would you send a one-armed man?
Well, he got away, didn't he? He couldn't grab a hold of him. He only had one arm.
So what did the guy say? So he's real good. The guy's fucking real good. He's got one arm.
Well, there's
It's
a
almost
lot.
better
Hey,
than a
man,
two-armed
to
man.
murder somebody
It's like,
professionally.
You went. If you're the
and-
greatest assassin with one arm,
Think
how
what
are
you could have done
gonna
with
beat an-
two.
Are you're saying you're better than an average assassin? with two
No,
arms?
man, no. To be an assassin in the first place, you have to have a fucking brain, man. And so a brain doesn't necessarily need all its fucking limbs. It can
Do
fucking
you think
do
when
with
he
one.
was slapping? Remember when they were fighting? If you remember the movie, I saw the movie. He's fighting him, and it's rubbery fucking arm. He's fighting with him, and a rubbery fucking arm is smacking Harrison Ford in the face. Much like Borat when he was chasing his business manager through the lobby. If you saw Borat,
No.
No.
it's all
Yeah,
Borat,
I've
right?
seen it. Yeah.
With the rubber fist.
Right.
No.
Faint
The only
down
Borat thing I've ever seen is the country and western song he does.
Okay, if you got to say it.
Well,
There's
you have to
well,
think
in
about
the
it.
part in The Fugitive, they're fighting, and you see the rubbery fake hand smacking him in the head from back and forth. It's like being like a big dick slapping going on.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It was
Well,
idea.
I was going to say, if he wouldn't have gotten caught by Harrison Ford, if somebody would have just saw him going out and then they show up for the lineup and he's only now got his prosthetic arm off, he doesn't meet the description. It was a two-armed person that
There you
killed him,
go.
but I'm a one-armed man.
Oh, that makes sense, actually.
No, he called him in one arm.
Yeah, there you go.
I said if Harrison Ford would not have actually caught him.
saw
If
it,
somebody
saw
would
it.
just have maybe seen him leaving, he fit the description, then he shows up for the
Yeah, but I
lineup
think
without
way
the arm.
He kind of like held it like.
Hey, I'm reaching for straws here.
No, but like okay, that's all right. That's all right because it came back and what the fuck? He not like he had a fucking.
Well, I mean, if
bionic
you're
arm. Oh,
gonna pick it apart, how about when he jumps down off the fucking dam or whatever the fuck
yeah.
that is?
There you go.
Yeah,
I didn't even think that.
yeah, yeah. Most people that do that fucking die.
He was
Yeah,
going,
usually.
he was going to that gas chamber.
What?
Harrison Ford was going to the gas chamber or whatever they did in.
Oh, yeah,
Illinois.
but no,
he
I
had
mean-
the death penalty. He got the death penalty.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, that whether he survived, that he survived, yes. Survived, yes. Jumping, no.
Was Tommy Lee Jones also in this movie?
Yeah, he's the one that keeps telling Harrison Ford, "I don't care." Every time Harrison Ford would yell at him as he's getting away, "I didn't kill my wife," and he jumps off the thing. And
okay,
okay. And why would you fake the results of Provasic? Provasic was
because it was trying to show the corruption that exists with the pharmaceutical companies, and the doctor was getting a big kickback. If you're a pharmaceutical company and he invested in it,
if you're a pharmaceutical company, you know that
got
Provasic destroys your liver. And you get it approved by the FDA by faking the results, and then years later, people say, "Well, everyone that took Provasic died of liver failure."
Hey, imagine that.
There's liability. What are you going to say? What's the pitch?
So here's the deal.
We got to kill this guy to fake this, so we can get this really bad drug that's going to kill everyone.
Here's the way it works. They spend $1 billion on a bad drug, and then they pay a fine or a lawsuit worth
multi-billion dollars.
No, worth a couple of $100 million, maybe. No, they still get to hang on to $1 billion or $2 billion.
Thalidomide and all that stuff. There was huge. If you pass a drug when you know,
so why is goddamn nicotine still legal?
So they were trying to kill the guy who knew the drug was faulty.
Was fucked up.
Yeah, that's it.
So it kills
and
everyone.
Discovered that they were hiding it.
But we also, to offset everything, offset the killing of everyone, we bought a lot of stock in coffins.
There we go.
And liver dialysis machines because it destroys your liver. So whatever we lose and we pay in liabilities, we're going to make back at dialysis. And
drugs.
Zero-sum game is
and
plus.
other drugs.
So, and the guy was Martin Skrelsky's father. You know Martin Skrelsky, the pharma dude?
No.
Pharma dude. He's the one that he bought a medication a couple of years ago. Bought the patent.
They went to jail because
he raised it up 16,000%.
Yeah, he's charging stupid amounts of money for EpiPens.
The young guy.
So
not Epiphones, EpiPens.
So that's good. That you did pretty good because you got that fall from the waterfall.
There you go.
It wasn't a waterfall. It was a fucking dam or some
Fight
shit.
Club fight at the end of it. The Fight Club. Bare knuckle brawl. You're a cardiologist. What else is your best skill? Bare knuckle brawling.
No, man, you're Harrison Ford. You got to have a fist fight.
I know, but you're a fucking cardiologist. How do you know how to bare knuckle brawl?
No, I kind of agree
Hey,
with that.
not everybody is a goddamn dainty fucking pussy, man. There was some Golden Glove boxers.
Both cardiologists. The fucking German one, his buddy, that's...
See, a crowd will always know how to fucking fight. That's just German nature, man.
The big guy.
And I can say kraut because I am a kraut, so fuck anybody that's offended by that.
No one's offended by kraut.
Well, no, I mean anybody in the listening audience.
Yeah, but
grew up with a funny last name in West Virginia.
But I don't remember because the movie was so long ago. Was he just a cardiologist or was he a heart surgeon? Because if he just diagnosed...
He was a vascular surgeon.
Okay, well then, yeah, he would have had to have steady hands, so therefore he probably would not have been a good fighter.
Oh, good fighter, yeah. And then, like, if you're a cardio... And the other guy was a cardiologist.
He could have been a good kickboxer, though.
I mean, it's like the one guys, they would be... Like, if two cardiologists fought each other, it would be like a fight
slap fight.
A slap fight.
Yeah.
But you can't break your
hands. It would be Napoleon Dynamite fighting
there goes
his...
your
I forgot. Kickboxing is hands and feet. Oh, okay. So he'd been really good at kickball.
No, you see it, Tony.
Yeah,
knees and elbows.
Oh, always when you're, I can see that in med school. Always when you're taking care of your hands when you're in med school.
Yep.
And this is how you punch someone.
That's why I always used so much lotion on my hands when I was young, man.
From masturbating.
Wow.
Well, no, I was taking care of my hands, man.
There you go.
That's why he's got all the callus. It's not from the musician part.
No, the calluses are on the fingertips, so...
and you know the funny thing is,
that's way too much.
it's from doing this a lot.
That's way too much personal information, Luke.
It's hard to jerk out like that.
The funny thing, Luke's got them on the tips of his fingers, and if you look at mine are all on the pads.
Okay,
that's
you
the
know what
difference
that means? He's suggesting that Luke has to grab it by the tip of his finger.
Yeah.
That's
the difference between bass players
he's a
and
bass
guitar
player,
players.
and I'm a lead
I
guitar
thought
player.
The size of your penis.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
It's funny. Bass players have all the calluses on the pads of their fingers, and guitar players have
See what he roped you into?
Jim has a sausage thing, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a fetish?
It
He's
is a
always
fetish.
talking about penises and
You were talking about putting lotion on your hand.
Yeah.
because I was taking care of my hands, man. I want to keep them soft and fucking creamy, so when I rub my wife, man, she didn't go, ew.
That's one of the things you learn as a young musician growing up is you never punch somebody with your hand. You either hit them with your elbow or get them with the knee.
What about the rest of your
Exactly.
body?
And you also learn to trim your fingernails, man.
Keep
when you're a
your
musician,
fingernails
that's why
tight.
chicks like musicians. We got trimmed fingernails. Can't have long fingernails. Try to play guitar,
How
man.
about your pubes?
Girls really they like a hairier man. There's only a few girls that like a manscape, but most girls like a hairier dude, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty
The
sure
girls
Jim's
I know,
manscaped.
I am manscaped. So what? I'm proud of it. I take care
No,
of
man,
myself.
I did
shave
that
it
once
down.
for my old
Yeah, I have
lady,
to
only
say I do
because
as
we
well.
was
You know what?
going to
It's
the
fucking
nude
hot.
beach.
It's fucking hot out there.
The keys
we-
are hot.
Well, we was
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to the nude beach, and I was wanting to get a good tan, and Kimberly told me never to do that again. She says, I don't want to feel like I'm sucking a little boy's dick.
There you go.
Well, they see the size is a little boy, but
Well, no, it
the hair,
wasn't the
hair
size,
won't
man.
hide
It
a
was a-
tiny. The hair will not hide a gherkin.
no, man, your penis
All
quits
right,
growing
I'm
once
sorry.
you hit the age of 5,
The,
man.
Mr. Vienna sausage. A lot of hair does.
See,
not
there he
hide
goes
a
on
pen-
about sausages
There he
again,
goes,
man.
I
man.
did say sausage or cocktail weenie, or whatever. It will not hide. the
One of them there
size
Vienney weenies.
I ain't a
Vienna
weenie.
weenies. That's it.
Man,
Today-
those and canned oysters.
Oh,
Brings me back to fishing.
there's our friend back again here. So, if anybody wanted to get in contact with you, Steve, at Key Largo Comics, where would they go?
You can follow me on Twitter at Key Largo Comics. That's all one word. And you can check out my eBay auctions also under Key Largo Comics, all one word.
Key Largo Comics, all one word, on Twitter and eBay.
Do you have a physical
Store?
place or whatever
Yeah,
where people
storefront.
can come
My-
over and look at your shit?
Yeah, my house.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a physical
Well,
place.
we don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
announce. Do you want? You can if you want.
Sure. I mean,
mean,
if
it's up
I
to
if I
you.
know you,
Think
I'll
about
let
it.
you over.
Okay. Or they could contact you, give them your contact information, maybe. It's up to you, whatever you're more
Yeah,
You
comfortable
you
can
don't want
email
just-
me at keylargocomics@gmail.com.
Key Largo
There you
Comics
go.
at gmail.com.
That's great. We got
Thanks,
it.
guys.
Okay. Last but not least, we were talking to Marianne Warren. She's on the show, so she's given up her expectation of privacy. Okay.
Does she
and
do
she
this?
was talking about her 551 mile.
It was only supposed to be 5:45, but they moved the finish line 6 more miles.
6
so-
months in Los Angeles, 551 mile bike
Oh, the bike tour thing.
bike tour thing.
Ah, man, there's nothing better than a whole bunch of goddamn bicyclists on a busy goddamn road, man. That's just
Well, that's
fucking
where I
great,
think Jim was leading
man.
into this.
No, that's all right. I like
Go ahead.
I like when Luke ever does it, but they expect.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah, we
fucking-
expect it when they come
hated
down here, too.
bicycles the minute I discovered gasoline and a motorcycle. They call a motor, man, for a
Okay.
reason. Bicycles
I let
are
him go
outmoded.
wherever he
It's like
wants.
riding a fucking horse. Nobody
Just
needs to
let
do
Luke
it.
run
Yeah.
wild.
My first XR50, I never wanted to see another push bike again.
You know?
Well, they were raising. Okay, it's just so how it. Bucks
Sorry, that's
like,
just me, man.
Okay.
What?
it's bikes, right? 2,200 bicyclists.
Bicyclists.
2,200.
Bicycle.
2200.
Bicycle.
2,200. And
That
that's
sucks,
in California, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Well,
fuck
it's a
it.
good
They're
place
used
for
to fucked up
bicycles.
shit out there.
I know. They raised $18 million.
All the way down the Pacific Coast.
They raised
go.
$18 million to fight AIDS.
Oh, good for them.
Oh, well, good
What do you wanna say
fucking
about
for
that?
them. How much of it actually went to fight AIDS?
$18 million.
No.
No.
I mean, how much really
18 million.
went to the fucking...
No, the organization exists already. They raised $18 million.
And then somebody said, "Oh well, I got to administrate
Yeah,
this
we got
money. I
the
can't do it for
administrative
free."
Let's suspend imagination like we would in science fiction. That they raised $18 million. Can we say something nice about these people?
Okay,
Yeah,
good,
get
good
off
for
the
those
fucking
gullible
road. You raised,
motherfuckers.
Oh,
you
what
raised
a
enough
fucking
money. Stay off the
asshole.
fucking road.
You motherfucking asshole. But I love it. I respect it. I let you say your whole thing. Okay, so she gave a
I didn't say the whole thing.
I know. No, but it was good.
Speaking of the whole, what do you think of the rectum as a whole?
Bicycle.
Yeah, rectum Dan Rectum. So, okay, so Mary Ann, who rode that race, she was giving
Bless
a
your heart.
presentation in Rotary.
Yeah.
And Tony was there. And I was fucking right there. She's telling her thing. She's giving a whole presentation with the slides. And she goes, and someone asked, how about driving in, when we're driving, did anybody get hit? And she goes, well, when we were in L.A., there were a couple people hit because those people drive crazy. And I was ready. I was going, I wanted to go. And I swear to God, I did. I wrote it all down. And I had the whole thing I was going to say. I said, Mary Ann, I had a friend. He flew into L.A. He got on the public transportation. And while I was on public transportation, a police officer got on the plane. Got on the bus. And he was trying to tell something to the driver. Someone got upset, and there was a gunfight. And the bus driver was shot. And one of the people on the bus had to jump in to drive the bus. And then, while they were doing that, they found out they had to drive a minimum of 55 miles an hour. Because if they dropped under 55 miles an hour, it was going to...
Now I know where you're going with
how
this.
fucking long it would take everyone to realize I was describing speed.
The movie.
Now I know where you're going with this.
Oh,
You get it?
I get
It
it.
was like right
It was
in the thing. That's where my
hilarious.
fucking... This was at 8:40 or 8:20, 8:25 in the morning, and my brain's racing. I go, oh my God, I just so want to tell this woman about this story and see if and Mary Ann's a perfect person to go, oh my God, that's amazing, Jim.
Yeah, she wouldn't have gotten it at all.
No, she would have went right with it, man.
Yep.
Oh, that would have been awesome. And I'd like to thank everyone for being on the show right now. We
There
did
you go.
Bill. What do you,
Yeah, it's about time.
yeah, it is about time.
It's about
I'd like
time.
to thank
I ran
Steve
on about
from Key
time,
Largo
man.
Comics. Let's hear the address again.
Yeah, that's keylargocomics@gmail.com.
There you go.
I got one more thing to say, but Tony the Keys
Yes.
Undertaker.
Woo.
If you're,
He just
die in the
anything
Keys.
He's
to
getting
be
business right now.
cremated or
Somebody
taken
just
care
fucking
of,
died,
It's
man.
Tony Allen to come and see.
So,
He
did I miss the best bar thing? Did I walk away during that or something?
what the best bar?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we did miss the best bar thing. Can we go in a couple minutes?
What best bar? Yeah, we can take
Okay.
as much time as we want.
We're
We can
doing
do best
dive
bar.
bars.
Speaking of
Mine
best
is
bars,
Mcgeehans.
there's Kathy.
I didn't
Mine
think
is
I missed
Mcgeehans.
it.
Mine's the Mcgeehans, Captain's Tony's in Key Largo, Irish Kevin's, the Garden of Eden.
Oh,
in,
Garden of Eden?
yeah, because you see a lot of old
Oh my
bulls.
God, no!
Wow.
Once
Sorries,
again, if
sorries
there's a
in,
place that you are
in
allowed,
Towson, Maryland. Hold on.
if there's a place that you're allowed to be naked and you want to be naked, you should not be allowed to be naked.
That's the truth.
I got
That's
a beautiful
like
body
isn't
here.
that the Bull
okay,
and
the
Whistle
Charles
or
Street
whatever
Pub.
that is?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
on
oversee.
top of the whistle.
I'm gonna try Charles Street Pub, Sory's in Towson, Mom's in Baltimore, Mcgeehans in Philadelphia. Mcgeehans,
There you go.
Rock Bottom in Philadelphia. The Mcgeehans
I like
family.
to give
the
a
Dead
shout
Dog
out-
Saloon in Seattle, New Jersey. You go.
To the filling station in Mims, Florida.
Filling
There you go.
station?
Yeah, that's the name of the bar.
Why
Filling
would-
station.
Okay.
Because it's an old filling station they converted into a bar.
Oh, that's fucking
Yep.
awesome.
And
Where is it?
that's in Mims, Florida. M-I-M-S.
Where the fuck
Mims,
is that?
Florida. That's just north of Tight-Assville.
Yep. What, that was
And then
that's
up
on
in Scotts,
27,
right
right?
before you get to Scottsmore, we got fucking the Citrus Lounge, man.
Citrus Lounge.
Home of
There
the
you go.
citrus painkiller.
Oh, that sounds like something with live
I
vodka.
played music there many moons ago, man. That's
Actually,
when
no.
they
If I
had
got
both kinds of music,
If I-
country and western.
if I got to do a
Get a lot of
shout,
butt chugging then, right?
You know, I haven't been to that bar in probably 30 years, but
yeah, I was about to say if I got to do a shout out to a bar, it'd probably be the Night Owl Lounge up in Athens, Georgia.
Athens, Georgia?
That was, dude. We were playing there one night with the 441 band, and we had a guy having a fight with somebody on the dance floor, and pulls out a handgun. It was funny as hell. Of course, you know this is back in the '80s with the country
Oh,
band.
that is funny.
And so the entire band pulls out, and half the bar there's probably 50 people with fucking guns pointed at this motherfucker. Bouncers are going, "Hey, thanks, we appreciate y'all. Nobody fire. We're gonna take him out. Okay, thank you."
So, true story, no shit. I'm playing at a place just outside of Sanford, Florida, many moons ago. It was called Whiskey River South, or was
There
it
you
North?
go. There was a
One
Whiskey
of the
River.
two.
No, that because Whiskey River North was in Macon,
Okay,
and that
so
was
this
the
was-
armpit of Georgia. God, that bar
And
was
so
horrible.
here's the funny thing: it's right out a little place called Midway, right on Highway 46, right outside of Sanford, Florida. And Midway, that community was like Hibiscus Park here in Key Largo.
Oh, yeah?
It was and so they had a package store there,
A lower
and
income.
and the lower income people could only come into the package store. They
Yeah, not
couldn't
in the
go
bar.
into the bar. And I watched fucking somebody get gutted right in front of me.
Oh, there you
I
go.
had a bullet whiz by my ear. I heard it go by. And
That'll
hit
get
the
your
wall
attention.
behind me. We kept playing though. We didn't stop. The dance floor didn't hardly clear. Somebody grabbed whoever had the gun and kicked his fucking ass bad. We would
hardcore.
load out there. It was a 7-night-a-week gig, man.
Oh, there you go.
Well, my
But on
bar-
Sunday night, Sunday night was gravy night because you ended at midnight. You couldn't play past midnight on Sunday.
Didn't go to 3.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, Tony.
Well, yeah, obviously the catch. That's a great place. You got to come here.
It's not a dive.
bar.
But listen, okay, so back in Pensacola, there was this place called O'Reilly's. It was an Irish pub. It was a dive bar.
Always a fucking Irish.
Yes, but there was also an automotive place in town called O'Reilly's.
O'Reilly's on
but-
our bars.
So my stepbrother was living with me going to college, and his mother, my stepmother at the time, was still paying all of his bills. And he kept running up his credit card at O'Reilly's buying shots and stuff like that. And he was like, my mom's starting to get worried. And I said, just tell her you're buying parts for the car. About 2 months into this, she gives me a call, worried that he's driving around in some POS because he's shopping at O'Reilly's 3 times a week, spending hundreds of dollars. So
So we go O'Reilly's the bar.
it was
That's
a
funny
bar,
as hell.
but he was telling her that he was buying parts for his car because that was the lie I told him that one night. I didn't expect him to carry it on.
Hey, it worked,
when
man.
When they see the tips,
No, all they just saw was the thing on the credit card
No,
statement.
just O'Reilly's in total.
Oh,
that's
wow.
what comes up.
Yeah.
That's what comes across the statement.
Yeah,
Okay.
he didn't send them the credit card receipts.
Steve, you
They
got
just
a
the
dive
bill.
bar you like?
The Elbow Room in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh,
I
I've
heard
been
of the
there.
Elbow Room.
Yeah, that's kind of a crazy one. It's a legendary beach bar up in Fort Lauderdale,
Yeah.
and I've seen many crazy things happen there.
Like,
Mostly brawls. I think I've been in maybe one of them.
Yeah.
One
where I was
or
I was
two.
actually involved.
it looked
A
like
participant, if you will.
it looked like you could handle yourself admirably.
Well, at the
And-
old
and
grad
we
house.
we got a couple bars that I still haven't. Seattle City Dead Dog Saloon. It's not a really dive bar. The bar in Denver, that was fucking awesome. Streeters Tavern in Chicago, and the thing is,
Are you naming ones that have already closed, man?
no, they're still around. They're still around.
Okay, that's what I tried to do, is stick with ones I know are still open.
They're
I
still
left
around.
out the grad
well, they're
house.
still around as of a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago. That was the last time I seen them. What makes a great dive bar?
Some place where you can go in and say fuck and nobody gives a shit.
No. I'll give a perfect example.
When you light up a joint out back and nobody gives
cares.
a fuck.
No,
They
I'll give a
gather around.
perfect example of a dive bar. There's a local bar. Luke and I will walk in there occasionally in our cups, and we'll walk up to the bartender and go, 2 double whiskeys, pronto, put some cubes in them. And the bartender will look
You
at
said
us and
cubes,
go,
not pubes, right?
cubes.
Okay.
Cubes. And the bartender will look at us and go, you remember what happened last time? And we'll look at him and go, no recollection whatsoever. He's like, boom, throws him up on the bar, goes, let's watch the shit show.
Oh,
That's the dive bar.
Yep.
what do you think?
Yeah, sounds like a dive bar to me.
No, what I mean for
Are
me,
you
is
a dive bar
my-
kinda guy,
if
or
I'm
do
in
you
a
like
city, if I'm in a
nicer
city,
places?
I like proximity to public transportation. Now it's kind of moot because of Uber and Lyft.
Yeah.
The bartenders, the fast service, funny. If you're a bartender, fast and funny, able to balance everything.
I don't want things to look clean. I want things to
Yeah,
look
you want
dirty,
interesting-
shabby,
I think you want
unkempt, if you will.
Interesting
Yeah,
regulars.
I like a
regulars
place where I
that are
can puke
able-
and not feel like I've violated the place,
Right.
you know?
No, but regulars that aren't.
Like at the Caribbean Club,
Have a
you
stick up
puke
their
and
ass.
come,
Yeah, they'll have
dogs
a
come
stick
and
up
lick
their
it
ass
up.
and they'll get
Exactly.
upset.
So somebody's going to have a dog that's like, hey, I'm waiting for that. I've been waiting
And
for
no,
that
wait,
all
if
night
it's a dive
long.
bar, it has to have good prices.
Oh yeah. It's got to be.
I mean,
you know,
obviously.
the best price in
So
town.
if
usually.
you, so that
Unless you're an asshole, and if you're an asshole, the bartender will jack up the price on an asshole.
Yes, they will.
Which is their right, I think.
A good jukebox with lots of rock and roll and heavy metal.
There ain't no such thing as a good jukebox now.
You know,
They're
they don't
all
have now. They
fucking
got all this
internet
touch tune
bullshit.
bullshit and.
well, it should be the way it is.
You start looking for stuff, they got fucking 18,000 fucking Britney Spears bullshit songs
That's
and
true.
2 Elvin Bishop tunes. Damn. What the hell's
And
wrong
when's
with
the
these
last
people?
time you saw a Tool on a jukebox, man?
A tool in the jukebox.
Good point.
Okay.
Tool is the name of a band
That's about,
that does some kick-ass shit.
It's about
man.
time to sign off here. We did get.
I run
actually
on
getting
about
close to an
time.
hour.
That's about time I
Thank
do
to
shit.
the Keys Undertaker, Steve from Key Largo Comics, Luke Glenn, and I'm Jim, the Keys bartender. I'm going to leave it over to Bill.
There you go.
Messenger.
Thank y'all. We do appreciate you tuning in and listening. Remember, we do have a chat here. I've been looking at this thing all night. I get kind of lonely. We have a chat. If you guys feel the urge to throw something in and message us, we'll be happy to talk to you. Thank you so much. We'll be back. When are we back? Next Tuesday. We'll be at Blackwater Siren doing our run up to episode 100. Speaking of episode 100, couple Wednesdays from now, maybe we can do something where we do a show and then maybe Luke and I'll play a little bit, or I don't know.
We'll do it on 100.
Yeah, no. I'm thinking when we get up towards 100, maybe we do a show and you and I play a little bit. We can bring in some acoustic stuff. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, we could do that,
Yeah,
man.
I think that'd be fun.
On 100?
Yeah, I think we can do that.
I'll
on
even
100.
spend the fucking $14
You will
for
do that
strings
on
for my
100 if this
Alvarez,
is,
man.
Oh, there you go. No,
that
you
I
can-
haven't played in a long
No,
time.
you can bring in your Taylor. I can make that work.
Taylor sucks. I'd rather play the Alvarez.
Okay, cool.
Unless I'm going to play some fancy solos.
Well, tickle my ass, Elmo. Let's do it.
There you go.
All right.
That
then.
just popped in
Scratch
my
on
head, so we might be able to
balls,
do that for you.
elbow.
Well, thank you all so much. We do appreciate you tuning in and spending time with us, and we will see you next Tuesday. Hope you all have a good night, and we will catch up with you all later.